It was a paid position.
Okay. So how do you kind of get paid through? I know it's a volunteer basis, but I know Coach talks about the camps. So could you talk a little bit about making money from the camp instead of through salary here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to understand the NCAA's limitation on coaching staffs in baseball. And, the NCAA allows for 2 paid assistant coaches and 1 volunteer assistant coach. And I think when I started coaching 10, 15 years ago, the volunteer position was truly a volunteer position. And I think what you've seen over the last 15 years is college baseball has boomed. And what you've seen along with that is that with any competition, everybody's trying to make their program better in whatever way they can. And so I think what you've seen in that position over the years is that coaches have decided to share their camp money at record rates with the volunteer assistant coach. And so the volunteer assistant coach can be paid through the camps, and it's just a different way of receiving the payments.
It's got to be like a difficult transition going from that. And what do you think about that rule that you can only have 2 paid assistant coaches on a staff?
I think that there's been some movement in the NCAA to add an additional coach in a paid position. I think that'd be great for the sport. I think when we talk about student-athlete welfare, there's nobody who has more influence on the athletes than the coaches, and that's where I think that position would be good for the sport, because ratio-wise, baseball does have the lowest coach-to-athlete ratio in all of sports in the NCAA. And if we really want to serve our student-athletes, we're at a point in this game right now with the revenue generated by this sport that I do think that it should be up to the schools if and how much they want to fund that third assistant position.
Is this the first time you have been a volunteer coach, or have you?
It's not actually. I started my career at the University of Virginia, and actually spent 3 years there as a volunteer assistant coach. So, yep.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So only a week into practice. Anybody stand out specifically to you, or is it still pretty new?
It's a small sample size right now in just a week. I think most of our guys have 7, 8, maybe 9 plate appearances. But I'd say that, in that short amount of time, I know that Cade Beloso's hitting somewhere around 500 right now. That's exciting to see. Zach Mathis has a couple of home runs, and, Daniel Cabrera put one in the seats last week. So exciting things going on so far.
Struggled last season for his standards. How do you think he's going to come out this year in his sophomore season?
I know he's really putting a lot of work in. I know he has a lot of belief in himself. He's made some adjustments with his swing that he feels really good about. And, you say struggled by his standards. That's because his standards are really, really high. And that's what I love about him, is that he expects to be the best player in the country. He talks about wanting to be a Hall of Famer. And that's the visions that he has for himself. And I know he's working every day to be that good.
I'm sure you got asked this last week, but I didn't get a chance to. Coach Maneri comparing you to Joe Brady. Is that your reaction?
It's a funny reaction. I'll tell you, I watched that football team just about every down they played this year. And what a team to be a fan of. The way they went about their business, the way they handled themselves every day, it was just really impressive. And I think that obviously Joe Brady was a big part of that, and I hope our team can go about our business in the way that team did over there.
Coach said he was going to win 15 games like Coach O.
Well, I hope that we can win 15 games like they did as well. Absolutely.
I think that's it. You got anything?
Y'all have anything? Good?
I wanted to ask about Joe Brady. Beat you to it. Thanks, Coach.
Hey, you bet, y'all.
Are you going to be doing a